Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a brand new round of character analysis. Last one was a few weeks ago when we wrapped up the Last of Us character analysis, and now, as I mentioned in that Last of Us episode for character analysis, we're going to be moving on to Black Ops. Now, I'm going to explain to you how the character analysis for this round is going to go down. It's kind of going to be like Last of Us. So, with Black Ops, I'm going to cover. So today, for example, it's Alex Mason. We're going to be talking about Alex Mason today from the Black Ops 1 and 2. We're not really going to be talking about any of the characters. I know some of the characters from Black Ops 1 and 2 show up in Cold War. I'm not really going to be talking about Black Ops Cold War, just strictly Black Ops 1 and 2. So I'm going to be talking about Mason, the part he plays in Black Ops 1, and of course Black Ops 2 in today's same video. So kind of like how The Last of Us is, we talk about Ellie in The Last of Us Part 1 and 2. We're going to be talking about Alex Mason in the Black Ops Part 1 and 2, or 1 and 2, whatever you want to call it. So then after we do all of Black Ops 1 campaign characters, and if they play a part in Black Ops 2, we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to go through all the Black Ops 1 zombies characters. And then we're going to do Black Ops 1 first, and then any characters left over who aren't directly in Black Ops 1 and all the new characters that play a part in Black Ops 2 that we haven't talked about. We'll do a Black Ops 2 campaign analysis and also Black Ops 2 zombies analysis for all the characters involved in that. So, for example, Mason is in Black Ops 2. We're going to be talking about his part that he plays in Black Ops 1 and 2. Woods is in Black Ops 1 and 2. We're going to be talking about his part he plays in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 in the same video. And any new characters who come along in Black Ops 2 who weren't in Black Ops 1 previously, we're going to be talking about that in Black Ops 2 round of the character analysis. So for the first few episodes, we're going to be talking about all the major characters in Black Ops 1 campaign, and if they tie along with Black Ops 2, we'll go with that. And we're also going to talk about Black Ops 1 zombies characters. And so it'll take a while. Sorry if it's a little bit confusing, but it'll make sense. But hopefully I just made sense of what I said. But for now, we're going to go to Alex Mason. So Alex Mason, he plays a part in Black Ops 1. He's one of the main characters in there. And he also plays a part in Black Ops 2. We'll be talking about how he plays a part in there as well. Spoilers potentially could be ahead, so just warning if I decide to talk about those. And we're getting this off of the Call of Duty fandom wiki, so basically just the COD wiki. Um, Kind of like the Last of Us wiki, but this is the COD wiki, so shout out to them. It's probably I'm going to be getting all my info from, so shout out to them. So Captain Alex Mason is a CIA operative and retired Marine Force recon captain. He is the main protagonist and the main playable character in Call of Duty Black Ops 1. He returns as the deterragonist in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 as the main playable character for the 1980s missions, excluding Suffer With Me. He also appears as an NPC in Black Ops DS and as a playable character in Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, which I've played. In COD 4, he's also one of the four archetypes brought back to life, possibly because of the efforts of the Project Blackout. He later returns as supporting protagonist in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which we won't be talking about his part in Cold War, or any of the characters that appear in Black Ops 1 and 2. Again, we're not going to be talking about the Cold War part. So, he is American. He hails from Fairbanks, Alaska, and his affiliations are with the USMC, SOG, CIA, OP40, and his associates are Victor Reznov, prisoner of Vorkuta, X-Ray, which is his team, Alpha Squad, the Archetypes, NATO, and Requiem. His rank is a USMC recon captain, CIA, and SAT agent. His CIA email is A Mason, and he was born on June 3rd, 1933, again from Fairbanks, Alaska. Um, and there's just another bunch of stuff that doesn't really matter, like his height, his weight, all that stuff. But just a few interesting things that I found in the curriculum in this thing. So we're gonna go over here. There's a very organized list on here. So if you guys, if you know, I'm not gonna read obviously all this stuff, but there's a lot of stuff here on the COD fandom. So let's talk a little about his military background. So, in the early 1950s, Mason served as an infantryman and later a Force Recon Marine in South Korea. In 1958, he was recruited to SAD/SOG after an exemplary term of service with the Marines. Having served with distinction since joining the agency, Mason has a long-standing friendship with many of his fellow agency colleagues and shows a particular kinship with an operative named Frank Woods. always itching for action. Mason's tendency towards impulsiveness is the one trait that may not have been completely trained out of him. However, Woods was well aware about this and knows exactly when and how to rein him in. So let's talk about his involvement, and this is in the main Black Ops 1 story, so we're really getting into it. So we kind of talked about his past and where he was born and all that, and his main military involvement. Um, this is the Bay of Pigs invasion. In 1961, Mason was a member of a CIA assassination squad known as Operation 40. Mason and fellow Operation 40 members Joseph Bowman and Frank Woods infiltrated Cuba prior to the Bay of Pigs invasion to carry Operation Zapata out, which was the assassination of Fidel Castro. Using the distraction that was caused by the Bay of Pigs invasion, Mason, Bowman, and Woods raided a compound where Castro was reportedly living. Mason and Woods encountered Castro's body double, unknown to Mason and Woods at the time, with a mistress in his bedroom. Mason killed Castro's double. During their escape, the Cuban military forces rapidly turned the tables on the U.S. and supported Cuban rebels and swarmed the airfield where Op 40's escape plane is located. While Mason, Bowman, and Woods made it out of the plane, Mason bailed out just before takeoff to clear the runway of the Cuban military vehicles. Mason was subdued and captured by the Cuban troops, regaining consciousness. He watched as Fidel Castro, alive and well, turned Mason over to Soviet General Nikita Dragovich as a gift of their new alliance. Um, so again, Nikita Dragovich, he's one of the main villains in Black Ops 1. We're going to be talking about him in probably towards the end of the Black Ops 1 character analysis. So now we're going to be talking about Mason got captured in Vorkuta, a Russian labor camp, and then this is moving forward to his return to the United States. Upon his return to the States, Mason was escorted by his new handler named Jason Hudson, which is, we're also going to be making a character analysis about him, and U.S. Secretary of State Defense, Robert McNamara, to the Pentagon, where he was given direct orders from the President Kennedy to begin Operation Flashpoint. Mason and his team must locate and kill Dragovich and sabotage Soviet space program. Through the meeting, Mason heard numbers inside his head, causing him to experience everything as though it was a dream. When speaking with Kennedy, Mason hallucinated, taking a pistol and pointing it at Kennedy, meaning that he at least was partially under Dragovich's control, even though he resisted it. 5 days after Operation Flashpoint on November 22, 1963, President Kennedy was assassinated. After Mason escaped from his interrogation in 1968, he has flashbacks suggesting that he was the one who shot the president, or he was simply involved in the assassination. At one point he says, "Proceed to target Oswald compromised." This is probably referring to the man who shot President Kennedy, Lee Harvey Oswald, who was an alleged Soviet defector. When Mason has Dragovich pinned down on the board number station, Mason yells at Dragovich, "You tried to make me kill my own president," which Dragovich smiles and replies in a mocking tone, "Tried?" I actually thought he said right. I don't know what he said. But suggesting that the Russian programming worked. Also, the footage of Kennedy's arrival in Dallas, Texas, prior to the assassination showed that Mason was in the crowd of onlookers who watched Kennedy disembark from Air Force One in Love Field, suggesting that he may have been theorized second shooter on JFK's assassination. Mason narrates over his footage saying things related to the assassination, such as 11/22, November 22nd, the date of the shooting, Texas, the state that the assassination took place in, and 6.5 millimeter, referring to the caliber of bullets that are allegedly fired by Lee Harvey Oswald to kill Kennedy. And this is something that is really cool. I like how it kind of ties into real history. Obviously, when John F. Kennedy got assassinated, Mason is a completely fictional character, so this didn't actually happen. Of course, Lee Harvey Oswald actually killed Kennedy back then. But, I kind of like how it ties into real history, but also Mason is involved in a weird way. It's kind of trippy, but it's pretty cool. And that's what I like about Black Ops so much, that they really tie it into real kind of history. However, in 1989, when Mason is talking to Mark McKnight, McKnight asks about his brainwashing, and Mason mentions that the Soviets gave it their best shot, so it's possible he was not involved in the Kennedy assassination and his programming failed, or it suggests that he doesn't remember what happened due to the programming, so Dragovich could have Mason carry more missions out. And Mark McKnight, he was somebody who appeared and they talked to, another soldier that they talked to in Black Ops 2. So there's a lot that the Russians brainwashed Mason into doing. There's a lot of things that they tried to do. There's a lot of things that, they tried and failed to do, or they tried to brainwash him to do. And there's a lot of different things. And of course, spoiler alert ahead, when he was getting interrogated by Hudson in the room, where you begin Black Ops 1, Hudson interrogated him to try and get everything and relive all his moments, basically, and basically see what they brainwashed him to do and relive all the moments leading up to that point after he got technically captured. Um, CIA duty. Mason never fully recovered from his brainwashing as he still heard Reznov's voice after killing Dragovich, making the CIA suspicious about Mason's actions and presumably his connection to the JFK assassination. Weaver and Hudson became targets of suspicion as well for their association with Mason and their supposed complicity in gathering top-secret information for Mason. However, Mason still continued to carry out several CIA missions, with Hudson still acting as his handler. So we're going to go a little bit into Black Ops 2. There's not much of Mason in Black Ops 2. In Nicaragua, 1979, Mason was sent to Nicaragua to cover the extraction of a CIA operative abducted by the KGB. He was sent to Afghanistan to see if Raul Menendez was working with the Russians and to extract a high-value asset linchpin between the CIA and the Mujahideen, who was taken into custody by a KGB Spetsnaz unit outside of Kabul. And then we're going to be talking about his, again, not really going to be talking about his involvement in Black Ops Cold War, but in Black Ops 2, and actually Mason has a son. This is also, we'll also be giving him a character analysis named David Mason. So, and the reason why I say this and why I really don't mention Cold War is because it, depending on how Black Ops 2 goes, it's just in a complete different universe. Nothing is canon because this is also a spoiler. Depending on what you do, it's also a tip. Depending on how it goes. So in Operation Just Cause, the United States invasion of Panama, Alex Mason and Frank Woods are sent to look for Raul Menendez in the outskirts of Panama City. He is captured, but Jason Hudson later informs him that he is HVI and must be captured and be taken safely to the U.S. Army checkpoint for prisoner exchange. Manuel Noriega, I think that's how you say his name, later takes advantage of his captivity and throws Woods under the bus and ultimately betrays the CIA by capturing Alex Mason and placing a bag over his head so Woods was mistaken for Menendez. Noriega is last seen when Woods shoots Mason and finds out about the whole trick and attempts to shoot and kill Noriega, only to get shot in the legs by Menendez. Throughout the mission, he is codenamed False Prophet by the CIA. So it depends on how you are. When you're in that mission and there's a guy with a bag over his head, obviously that's Mason. That's the big spoiler, so I warned you guys. That's Mason. It's not Menendez. If you shoot Mason in the foot, he will survive and he'll come back. I'm not going to tell you how he comes back. I'm not going to spoil that, but he will come back at the end of the story. And if you shoot him in the head, obviously he dies and nothing matters. Mason's just dead. Nothing else matters. He's just dead, and it just doesn't matter anymore. So, if you want to keep Mason alive, obviously everybody thought it was Menendez and shot him in the head, because who would shoot Menendez in the foot and actually not kill him? So, of course, second playthroughs are, you find things out, and you know that just shoot him in the foot. So you could either kill Mason or make him survive, and then he comes back at the end of Black Ops 2. Personally, I always like to make him survive. He comes back in a really lovely way. But that's pretty much it for Alex Mason and his character analysis. Of course, there's a lot I left out. There was just a whole list of things, but I just kind of covered the main points and who Alex Mason is. Black Ops 1, especially Black Ops 1 and 2, are one of my most favorite games, again, of all times. And I'm super glad I'm covering this, and it should be such a fun character analysis. And we covered Alex Mason for Black Ops 1 and 2, and the Zombies characters. I'm also excited for the Zombies characters, too. Looking forward to them. We'll cover them going forward. But yeah, we'll be on this series for a while, the Black Ops character analysis series. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, make sure to subscribe for more content. Like the video, all the good stuff. Discord, Twitch, Instagram, links in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.